everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the safe space where we set oppression ablaze because guess what? On the real, oppression can't really fuck with us because once we put our minds to it and we get determined and organized, armed, you know what? Oppression really ain't fucking with us, guys. I see us fucking oppression up. What y'all say? What say y'all? I'm so excited to see everybody up in the space. Thank you all so much for tuning in with your homie tonight. We've got a good program in store for you all, So I want to shout out to everyone, all of the Fire Fam participants who joined us yesterday in the August Around the Fire Disability Support Chat. This is something that has been put together and organized by two of our most dedicated Fire Fam members, Anna Hart and Mama Lorraine. And we had, I want to say, Anna, you got to tell me how it went yesterday after I left. But while I was there, it was really, I think, one of the better ones that we've had. And these things keep getting gooder and gooder. So even if you're not a patron, you can either hit up me or Anna directly. And if you are either a disabled person or disabled adjacent, if you're a caregiver, you know, this is just sort of something that we've kind of built or created just so we can all understand that we are not crazy. Yes, we are being gaslit. Yes, ableism and inaccessibility is and continue to be major hurdles and impediments and systems of oppression that disabled people encounter regularly, and you're not alone and you're not crazy. So come hang out with us next one. We do this every second Monday, 5 p.m. You could reach out to me or Anna Hart directly if you want to participate. But Anna brought up something that somebody on the left had to say about something that somebody on the right had to say. And I normally don't do the commenting on the commenters. I normally don't do that. But I thought that this was interesting enough for us to raise here. So we're going to bring up the way that ableism presents itself in lefty progressive spaces. As much as people want to think that they are beyond being ableist, they aren't. They aren't. And also, we're also going to get into really some of these more recent Starbucks worker actions. Now, you guys know we have been following the plight of the Starbucks worker union, this fledgling union that began late last year and really started to organize and amass organized unionized stores throughout this 8 months so far of 2022. I think there are a lot of stores. I want to say over 150. They may have even crossed the 200 mark by now. There's so much information percolating around in my brain sometimes. I forget shit. But anyway, they're doing very well. And because they're doing so well, Starbucks as a corporation, as a record label, as a movement is like, fuck that shit. And in two stores, one in Boston, one down in Anderson, South Carolina, the law has been called on Starbucks workers. One, and I'm speaking specifically about those who have voted to unionize and those who are taking direct action against management, right? To make their demands and their needs perfectly clear. And the law has got involved in a semi-small way in Boston, but in a not so semi-small way down in South Carolina. And I want us to get into those stories. But before I get into those things, something that was on today's agenda, but I'm going to speak on it very quickly because I have a thing or three to say about it. And it has to do in part with the reaction from the media and from people out in the world regarding former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago compound being raided by FBI agents. And the reaction that I'm seeing from folks on both the right and the so-called left is something that I just could not let slip by really quick. So let me be brief here when I say this, okay? So it's really rich, of course, to see conservatives and to see Republicans tweet very unserious things like defund the FBI, I think is what Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted. And it's like, okay, bitch, whatever the fuck you say, whatever the fuck you say, you won't say defund the FBI. When that January 6th commission starts subpoenaing your ass in your cell phone records and etc. But no, there won't be no declarations of defund the FBI there. And then those on the so-called left, I don't even like to call them leftists. I don't know why. Let's just call them Democrats, moderates, centrists, and this is black and white ones alike, that are like, oh, look at the conservatives. They're freaking out over the FBI, and now they hate the FBI, and the FBI is doing an amazing job, and they need to come on, and they got Trump. They got Trump. Let me explain something to y'all, because all the people that I'm talking about, they got Trump, sound like a bunch of motherfuckers that ain't never been got by the police. Okay, let me explain something to you, because when the cops come to your house and they get you, usually they leave with you, right? They're not just leaving out there with some of your shit, some of the shit that they found, okay? And okay, we'll be back, Johnny. No, when the police come to your fucking house with a search warrant, usually they come in with an arrest warrant. And the fact that Trump wasn't even home, Trump wasn't even there when they ran up in his shit. Trump was chilling at his other mansion. I need y'all to understand the way in which law enforcement and the system generally works and does not work against specifically white men of a certain class and social position, okay? And Donald Trump, as much of a fucking clown as he is, in some ways sits kind of at the apex of that. Now, some might say, no, Trump's not, he's on coof, he's this, he's that. I don't give a fuck, okay? None of that shit. Trump got the money, he got the mansions, he got the shit talking credentials to back him up. And I'm explaining what I mean by that, because these investigations into Donald Trump have been numerous, they have been ongoing, and they have really yielded very little. Because at the end of the day, did Trump commit seditious acts? Did he inspire people to go and storm the Capitol on January 6th? Absolutely. And Trump has not seen the inside of a jail cell, nor do I anticipate him to see the inside of a jail cell, because at the end of the day, the elites treat each other with kid gloves. They treat each other with due deference and respect. And everything that we've been seeing from the New York State Attorney General investigations of Donald Trump, and now this FBI raid of this Mar-a-Lago compound, at the end of the day, Trump was fucking golfing yesterday. You understand? So nobody got Trump. When the fucking feds get you, your ass is in a cell awaiting the opportunity to make a phone call. You're not golfing, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, Trump is still winning. He is still absolutely winning. And it is really sad and embarrassing on some levels to see liberals celebrate the fact that the feds ran up on Trump, okay? Here's the thing. If you fuck the police, then you will fuck the police at all times, okay? Running up in Trump shit, running up in the trap house, we are fuck the police at all times. I don't root for the police to get Donald Trump for the simple fact that I know that that's not the police's stated mission to do. Their first stated mission is to collect niggas, okay? Make sure the niggas are in line, make sure the slave patrols is still out here getting properly funded to the gills as the Biden administration has ensured. That is their first job. Their second job is to protect people like Donald Trump, to protect his shit specifically. And just because there is a different party in power in the White House does not mean that due deference unto the power and the privilege bestowed unto very wealthy white men, them dynamics don't fucking change, okay? And so for anybody out here that is hoping, praying, aspiring, I need y'all to pray for better shit. Not y'all, because I know we don't have no silly liberals in here. No liberals shall be tolerated. And yeah, but tell your liberal friends, man, wish for better shit. Want better shit in your life. Don't wish for Donald Trump to go to jail. Should Donald Trump go to jail? Absolutely. But don't sit around waiting on a wing and a prayer for that day to happen, because it doesn't really happen, gang. They don't. The powerful white men don't go down. Proof positive. Bill Clinton, who was kicking it with Jeffrey Epstein, right? Known child sex trafficker. Bill Clinton is chilling like shit. Bill Gates chilling like shit. all them rich white motherfuckers who tanked the economy back in 2008 and 2009 that President Barack Obama didn't see fit to charge anybody with that shit. Jamie Dimon and all them niggas chilling. Like, powerful white men don't go down. And the handful of ones, the couple ones that you can think off the top of your head, those are the sacrificial lambs. And there are far more white men, powerful ones, who do not go down than there are ones who do go down. And I hate to say, if Trump were to be arrested, be charged federally, or be charged in any way, it is going to further diminish the power and the appearance of the White House, which America doesn't want to do. America's all about image, right? America's all about projecting power and strength. And were there to be an American president, current, former, or otherwise, and by the way, the specter of Trump still returning to the White House is still very much a possibility. Still very much a possibility out here. And I don't know which GOP is ready to take on Trump in the primaries and think that they are going to become victorious. I would actually love to see Trump roast the shit out of Maryland Governor Larry Hogan. That would bring me a lot of pleasure. I would probably enjoy that quite a bit. But Trump's not out of this thing at all. So the powers that be, the elites that run this government are not ready to charge him with any kind of crimes, because what if he becomes president again? What if his supporters decide that he's going to be the guy? That's going to diminish America in the eyes of many, even though nobody fucking respects America. America just thinks that they do, but they actually do not. But everybody knows that, except for most Americans. But anyway, I said all that to say, the fact that Richard Nixon received a pardon from Gerald Ford, the fact that all kinds of bad actors throughout American history, normally, usually, pretty much exclusively, all of them have been white men, powerful white men, wealthy, powerful, white, connected men. No one's ready to add Donald to that list. There's very much a gentleman's understanding going on here, that they are going to let enough little entertainment spectacles play out in the media to appease us, to appease the poor, to appease the proletariat, to make you think that law enforcement might have thought of maybe kind of possibly going after somebody like Donald Trump. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And let me say this, guys, very much, I would love to be proven wrong. I would love for the criminal injustice system of America to show me that everybody is accountable under the law. That's bullshit. Everybody knows that. And if you don't know that, you must be a kindergartner. You must be living in a very blissful state of naivete. Okay, the law is for niggers and for non-whites. Okay, that is who the police are for. Look at every single black person that you can think of who has been met with bullets for running away from the police. Okay, Donald Trump has straight out scammed people out of millions, tried to incite an insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and his ass ain't even thought or even considered that they might put his ass in jail, not even for a fucking second. So I gotta laugh at white and black liberals, Democrats, when they're like, oh, the FBI is coming to get Trump. Especially the black ones. Stop rooting for the fucking police, man. I don't give a shit who they going after. We don't root for the feds. The feds, the FBI's exclusive purpose is to what? Disrupt, destabilize left movements, black-led movements. Anybody that's out here clapping for the FBI, them motherfuckers is a goddamn op/agent, and I want you to note it. I want you to write it down. I want you to note it in the group chat. Be like, oh, that motherfuckers was talking about the FBI did a good job. Get the motherfuckers out of here, dog. I don't want to hear nothing, no shit about the FBI doing no good fucking job. Anyway, I'm very sorry, and I'm not at the same time, But elites. Let's talk about the elites, shall we? So Starbucks, the workers union, has been cold kicking ass out here throughout 2022, racking up store after store after store, starting originally up in Buffalo, New York, where I believe that they originally unionized 2 out of 3 of the original stores that filed for union elections, and really the union has been ruling ever since. But consequently, Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks, has been salty. he has been grumpy. He has been rather upset that these workers had the audacity to unionize and to bully him out of his billions. Somebody call the police on that, says Howard Schultz. Call the police on that. And that appears to be Starbucks' either new position, new strategy when it comes to certain locations where workers are standing up and taking direct actions in support of usually their wage demands. Some cases they are asking for better scheduling. Also, management has been retaliating against the unionized the union organizers, those who are trying to educate their coworkers and their comrades about the union, punishing them by either cutting their hours or firing them outright, as we saw in Memphis and as we saw in several places across the country. But let's start in Boston. Shout out to Quaker anarchist and math activist David Silberg, also up in Boston. We got a contingent in New England. So I want you guys to check this out. This is a package by WCVB Channel 5 in Boston. And this is a week ago. And I have an update on this as this is a week ago, but this is extremely relevant per a week ago. But I have an update coming out of this package. So let's check this out.
Starbucks workers at many Massachusetts locations on strike today.
Workers of the world unite!
Alleging the coffee giant is retaliating against stores and workers who have chosen to unionize.
Starbucks has chosen to wage war against its own workers.
Kyla Clay is one of the organizers here and is a worker at this Brookline Com Ave location, which has been picketing 24 hours a day for 2 weeks. Today, more stores are joining forces and are closed as workers protest a new benefits package that went to all non-union, non-organizing Starbucks locations, which include pay increases, sick time accrual, dress code updates, dedicated summer time off, and in-app and credit card tipping.
Only non-union and non-organized Starbucks stores are getting these benefits. We're being purposely excluded as a punishment for organizing.
They are a company first and foremost, and as soon as their progressive values threaten their profits, they're going to drop them in favor of the profits.
In addition to picketing at Starbucks stores, workers are outside the National Labor Relations Board in Boston, hoping the government will crack down on what they call Starbucks union busting.
We can't rely on our politicians. We can't rely on our corporations. All we have is the power of the people, but there is nothing stronger and more inspiring than the power of the people.
Now, we reached out to Starbucks about these assertions made by these workers. We reached out to them for comment, but they haven't gotten back to us at this point.
They're not going to get back. They're not going to get back. Because what the fuck are they going to say? What are they going to say? They're going to have to confirm the facts as they are. That Starbucks is trying to incentivize non-union workers with better pay, better benefits, new dress code. Like what? They're giving them Crocs. I'm not sure what the upgrades in the dress code is, but making it so that, hey, you don't have to do this union thing. We're going to entice you with some fresh bennies over here. Well, check this out. Let's take a look. Wait, really quick. So let me update you on that. So again, that package as of a week ago. So according to Boston Starbucks, the Twitter account of Boston area Starbucks workers who are attempting to unionize, they have maintained that picket line 24/7 for, I believe now 23 days in a row. Do I have that right? I'm pretty sure, because as of yesterday or 2 days ago, it was 22 days. So it's either today is either day 22, or pardon me, day 23 or day 24. Either or, they have maintained that picket line strong 24 hours a day for the better part of a month. So shout out to the stamina and the resilience of the Boston area Starbucks workers. But let me tell y'all how Starbucks done got the law. They done got the law involved. Let's pop up A2. So this is a tweet from Boston Starbucks. This was actually a couple days ago. And it says police officers and Starbucks workers with the U-Haul truck showed up at our picket line at 5:15 a.m. this morning. Quote unquote, Starbucks workers removed the furniture from the patio and loaded it into the U-Haul. Now they used the tweeter here used Starbucks workers in quotations because these are people that the striking workers at this Boston area location have never seen, never seen these people. And all of a sudden, these new niggas show up rocking Starbucks t-shirts, come in with the police and start moving furniture around. But that doesn't end there. So A3, the following tweet says, when we asked why officers were there, they said that they had received instructions at midnight to come to the picket line at that time. When asked if Starbucks made that call, they declined to say so. That is the Boston police, that is. Why is Starbucks calling the police on its workers? You know, and I don't know the specific location of this Starbucks, and I know, and I should know because the hashtag has been included in, wait, let me see if Quaker is in here. Is Quaker in here? Even if they're not in here, it's okay. But anyway, in the Boston area, we've done lots of stories or several stories. Well, on fucking America, let's just say that. I can't even say, oh, Boston's way more racist. No, everywhere is way more racist. And fuck Starbucks for having the gall to summon police to a location where workers were striking. And from the pictures that I've seen, you know, thankfully, most of these workers appear to be white. And the reason I say thankfully is because, you know, it's a safety issue, right? Like the police are not trained to shoot white people. They're absolutely trained to shoot not non-white people on sight, right? But that whiteness, they have to, it makes them take the finger off the trigger. I don't know what it is. It's magic. It must be magic. It must be magic. So, but for Starbucks to summon the police to their location where the workers are striking, where people are probably already in heightened sense of stress, being outside and under, you know, these kinds of conditions, trying to take actions just so you can survive with a living wage at the job that you work at. And knowing that the police will shoot people on sight, will shoot people who are standing there with their hands raised, will shoot people with all kinds of random items in their hands, ranging from bottles of soda to candy to cell phones to absolutely nothing at all. Starbucks would intentionally endanger the lives of its partners, of its so-called partners, to union bust, to lay the smacketh down on these lowly workers. Starbucks would absolutely make sure that the law, the people who are there, who are trained, who have the most money out of all public offices in any city, in any government, the police get the most dollars, not public health. Because if public health got the most dollars, maybe monkeypox wouldn't be marching across America, right? Maybe monkeypox wouldn't be hands across America right now, right? But no, the police get the money. The police get all the money. And what do they get the money to do? To show up and to act as intimidating jackbooted thugs to make sure that workers, especially those who are attempting to unionize for better conditions for themselves, understand that Starbucks holds the upper hand here. And Starbucks can pull that trigger literally and figuratively to make sure that that intimidation becomes force. Because we've seen it in this country time and time again, guys. Historically, those who are in control of the capital, those who are in control of all the money, all the finance in this country, and who own the means of production, right? They won't hesitate to call the police out to striking workers, and workers have been murdered in this country lots of times, a lot of times. Railroad workers have been murdered. Steel workers have been murdered. Garment workers have been murdered. Farming workers, food workers have been murdered. I mean, like that is, if we're going to subscribe to the American ethos and the American mythology of American exceptionalism, America exceptionally will fucking kill workers who have the temerity to stand up and say no, that we're going to withhold our labor until our demands are met. And I would say in 2022, surely that wouldn't happen again, right? But gang, these past several years living in the United States of America, all things are on the table. Anything is fucking possible. Anything is possible right now in America. These motherfuckers want to make America great again so goddamn bad. They are gladly willing to roll us back 100 years. And trust me, within the span of that 100 years, American workers have been murdered by the police doing organizing and striking work. And that concerns me. It really does, because Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, truly sounds like a man who's being attacked. Like, he really takes this unionization shit very seriously and has made statements that, in my opinion, could imperil the lives of organizers, saying that organizers are intimidating workers, that they themselves are holding the captive audience meetings, that they are being intimidating to management. And it's like, But the problem is, too many of us in the U.S., and trust me, I do not pretend to be anybody's historian, the cursory level of American history that I have consumed, it sticks with me and it scares me, because I'm aware of what this country is capable of, and I'm fully aware of the groups that America has used the butt of its gun against. And I check a lot of those boxes. I find myself standing in the intersection of many of the groups that America has decided to attack and kill for doing radical shit. So I hope that is not the case with the Starbucks workers. But as you see, the good folks in Boston are aware of it. They're on top of it. They are aware of the situation. They are so apprised. But in South Carolina, at the Starbucks, Anderson, South Carolina, I had to look up where Anderson was, because you know what y'all niggas know about the dirty South. Did y'all know where the fuck Anderson was? Some of y'all might have. It's not that far from Greenville, if memory serves, and we know memory does not serve, not very often. So I want you to, if you could pop up A4 for me, Tunde, there. So what this story is a bit of a wild one. It is totally a wild one. So check out the headline. The headline says, South Carolina Starbucks manager alleges kidnapping during union confrontation. TikTok video shows otherwise. So let me bring this up to you real quick. So an attempt to form a union in Anderson, South Carolina Starbucks boiled over when a manager called law enforcement alleging kidnapping and assault, and the company closed the store. A TikTok video, gang, which we are about to witness. I'm about to show y'all the context of all this. A TikTok video shows the August 1st encounter at the Clemson Boulevard exit along Interstate 85, beginning with the manager, who was not identified on the phone, sitting at a table with a dozen or so employees standing nearby. The manager then gets up, walks past them and to the front of the store, nudging one employee they pass. Someone says, "Why are you pushing him?" Which we are going to see all this, by the way. The manager is apparently on the phone with law enforcement. Raz Clad. A spokesperson for the Anderson County Sheriff's Office could not be reached for comment on whether charges were actually filed. Ian Hayes, who was a lawyer representing the Starbucks union, said at a press conference Monday that the union has filed a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board, one of many dozens, by the way, workers have filed against Starbucks with the NLRB, lots and lots and lots of those. So they filed this complaint with the National Labor Relations Board, charging Starbucks with illegally retaliating against workers while they engaged in permitted union activity. And that is where I want to take us to the video. So what we are about to hear and see is twofold. So let me shout out first and foremostly a More Perfect Union, because you know More Perfect Union was all over this. They do the goddamn thing over there when it comes to labor reporting. So the first thing that we are about to hear is audio from this exact encounter of which I have described to you at the Anderson, South Carolina Starbucks out there off Clemson Boulevard, Clemson Boulevard off I-85. Y'all know the one. So Starbucks partners, workers, employees there recorded this exchange. So the first thing that we're about to see / hear is a roughly 30 seconds, a minute of this exchange with the Starbucks employees and the store manager. The next thing you're going to see is the actual video. And you're going to see the Starbucks partners posted up like this. They posted up like this. Like, what's up, man? Like, what's up, nigga? Talking to the manager. And then you see the manager getting up all scared. Apparently now, as the newspaper has reported, that he was apparently on the phone with law enforcement, calling the law, saying that he had been kidnapped at the Clemson Boulevard Starbucks by his employees who wanted a fucking raise. Imagine the audacity. So let's take a listen to this audio from More Perfect Union and then the subsequent videos. Check it out.
And I'm just demanding that you give us a raise effective immediately. We carried this company on our shoulders through the pandemic at the risk of our health and our loved ones' health, and we have nothing to show for it. Nothing but empty promises. Instead, this company gloats about record-breaking profits with a CEO who outright views its partners as a third party, who blatantly disregards the law, who will do anything they can to union bust us in an economy that is squeezing us for more labor while we scrape by. Our partners are having to find second or third jobs, while this company slashes our hours out of the blue, threatening our benefits and inducing worry about how to make ends meet. To make matters worse, our daily shifts are frustrated by outdated equipment, understaffing, and general anxiety about escaping this vicious cycle of poverty and despair. These record profits are lost wages. We are making less than we did a year ago. We deserve dignity. We deserve our raise. We deserve this now, and we will not move an inch until we get our raise.
Yeah, so the girl, yeah, hold on one second. We can get it.
Why are you pushing him? Why are you pushing him? Why are you pushing him? Ma'am, why are you pushing him?
Infinite Content said it best in the chat. Bitch built manager, I concur. Infinite Content, I concur. I think that's accurate. Can you imagine? First of all, there's a lot of levels. Obviously, caucasity at the foundation of that level, because can you fucking imagine the manager gonna call the police on the employees who are there in their work shirts and talking about these niggas that kidnapped me in the store. The store is fully unlocked. I can leave at any time. But no, send police. I'm being kidnapped. And it's all, and listen, obviously, you know, this is not the most mature of platforms. So naturally we will get these jokes off. We will get these chuckles off. But in all seriousness, y'all, really? Is that what we're doing, Starbucks? We're just going to start calling the police. We're calling the police now on your striking workers. Like, you could just tell them to go home. You know, as I've seen other Starbucks managers who are aggrieved that their Starbucks partners have decided to take some sort of direct action at the job location. They just tell them to go outside, right? But no, we've seen actually that now this is like becoming a pattern, because this is exactly what they did to the Memphis 7, I believe that they are known as, right? The 7 workers in Memphis at the Memphis Starbucks location where they were attempting to unionize. And I do believe that location actually was successful in its unionization efforts. And I think several complaints against Starbucks were filed in that situation with the National Labor Relations Board. But, you know, I am concerned that this kind of union busting activity is just going to ratchet on up. It's bad enough that they're union busting at all with the regular shades of union busting that they do with the captive audience meetings, with, spreading misinformation about the union, taking down union literature and information sheets around the job site, forbidding union members and organizers to even talk with their coworkers about unionizing activity. I mean, these things are not, this is all permitted activity. And companies like Starbucks and Amazon and even a bunch of other fucking companies are engaging in these union busting tactics. And my concern is, like I said, what is to prevent them from ratcheting things up? What is to prevent Starbucks or Amazon from, in addition to the police that are already on their side to begin with, right? What's to stop them from hiring some agent provocateurs to come and pretend to be a worker, stand on the side with workers, and then start some shit. And then all of a sudden then here we are looking at a scene like we had on a previous show of here, where we were looking back in time 80 years on the south side of Chicago, when the Chicago police showed up for a bunch of striking steel mill workers. And I believe 10 people got murdered that day by the cops. Like, I'm concerned that nothing is off limits here, guys. Like, if women all of a sudden are second class citizens, and I say all of a sudden, but it's official. It's officially on paper. Not to say it wasn't officially on paper, but it has been reconfirmed in that way. Why won't they start shooting at people on the picket lines? Why won't we start seeing police targeting union activists at their homes, not even at their workplaces? I think some of the reasons that we are seeing these overreactions by corporations is because I think we might be winning, or they see us winning, or they see workers getting some victories. They see workers showing up and doubling their ranks and getting more people involved. And then they see everyone unionizing, from baristas to graduate students to, people who work at the Oreo factory. Like, everybody is with the shits now, right? So now the owners are be like, oh, they serious. Oh, well then serious we shall be. And the police do what the rich people say. Make no mistake about that. I'm just concerned, if we're not already there, Tasia. Shout out to, what's up, Paul X BSOG? I don't see you in here enough. He said, such is the fight for human rights against oligarchs. Yes, the oligarchy. That thing that they say Russia has that we don't have, right? They talk about Russian oligarchs all the time and never refer to Jeff Bezos and his dick rocket as an oligarch and an oligarch pet project, huh? I never hear those comparisons. Never hear those similarities. Never hear that mentioned. Anyway, workers, head on a swivel, man. Especially if you work in a state, and I think this is a good idea, period. We talk about organizing, we talk about, self-defense, getting trained. I think it'd be wise for unions of all stripes, truly, for workers of all stripes. It doesn't matter if you're a food service worker, it doesn't matter if you are working on the assembly line. I think it's wise to get good with that steel. I think it's wise for the unions to make sure that their members are truly trained in self-defense, y'all, because if we are marching towards some sort of war, pick a war: civil war, race war, class war. Like, this shit is going to be the Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. By the time it's all said and done, there's going to be niggas and armies all over the place. And I'm going to be like, hold on, time out. I got to go run to the other army. I got to go run to my race army real quick. I got to leave my class army and go run to my race army and go fight that battle. Yes. So anyway, pick a war. We headed for war. Or several wars. So union members, get yourself trained, get organized, get armed. I am not an anti-gun leftist. I am a pro self-determination, self-defense person on the left. Strap the fuck up, because your enemies got guns out here. So anyway, let me take a little break. Take a little pause for the cars. Do us a favor if you haven't already. Hit us a thumbs up on the video. Take the moment to kindly do that. Subscribe to the channel. Now, you know, we are trying to get over to 3,000, and I don't think we have quite crossed that 3,000 subscriber mark. So if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I hope that you just wouldn't be over here hating. don't be over here watching and not subscribing. I call that hating. I call that low key hating. That might actually be high key hating, but that is definitely low key hating. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just go over here and subscribe. Don't be a hater. Just go ahead and hit the button. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to tell your friends that you like me. It's fine. It's okay. It should be between us. It be between us. Really quick, shout out to my mods. What's up, Courtney? What's up, Latif? You guys are doing an outstanding, amazing job. It was so nice to have you both in the meeting yesterday, and I'm sending you both a lot of love and love. And everybody that turned up, you know. I think we have a very special group of folks here, guys, and that nothing makes me like smile genuinely more than that. But I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge my mods, Courtney and Latif, out here doing outstanding, amazing work. And I want y'all to show the mods some love. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. So hold on, let me move along here. 7:42. Okay, we got a little time. Oh, good. I got to dunk on Trump and and sound the alarm about the police coming to a protest near you to come, as Kalechi would say, come broke up the workers them. By the way, for all those who do listen and subscribe to the Say Your Mind podcast with Kalechi Okafor, Kalechi's taking a couple of weeks off. He's taking a couple of weeks off. So you will get Say Your Mind back in 2 weeks. And if you were also wondering, did I email Kalechi yet? The answer is no. I did not email Kalechi yet because, again, I'm still trying to formulate my words. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how I feel about. I feel like I'm really trying. I can feel like I'm writing like an essay, and it's not really an essay, but I'm trying to be very deliberate with what I say to Kalechi, because Kalechi says she has the ability to magnify whatever energy you bring to her, and I believe that. So I'm trying to make sure that my energy and my message is 100% clear when I come see the goddess Kalechi Okafor. So yes, say your mind, say your mind. Abortion. Abortion is a problem. It's a problem. Not the abortion itself, the lack thereof of reproductive justice access to women and pregnant people who live in approximately half of the country. That's still a very sobering thing to even continue to say aloud. I'm aware that the Supreme Court has made its ruling. I'm aware that all of these fucking cracker ass men in a lot of these fucking red states. And again, you look at those members of those state legislatures of the ones that are leading the charge on dialing back abortion access or outlawing it directly. I'm not saying it ain't no black ones or no non-white ones, but the loudest ones, the loudest, most visible ones, it seems to be white men's, with some white women's accomplices in there, hither and thither. They there, make no mistake about that. But it's these conservative white men leading the charge. These main ones that ain't had, never mind, let me not say that. But I'm saying, and it's pretty apparent. If we could get, I think it's going to be C1. So journalist Jessica Valenti has been doing on her Substack updates about abortion. And she talked about, wait, I hope I'm pulling up the right thing here, but here we go. Yes. So we're going, okay, everyone has heard about, for example, the 10-year-old child from Ohio who was raped, made pregnant, and was unable to get an abortion legally in the state of Ohio and had to go to neighboring Indiana in order to get abortion services. And there was, number one, there was a lot of questions as to whether or not that story was even true. Questions by those on the right, I should say. Obviously, the story is true, and is really representative of the kinds of, horrific scenarios and situations that people and children who have the ability to get pregnant encounter in this country every day. We don't like to talk about child sex abuse. We don't like to hear about, children being raped by adults, but it's something that happens. And with kids today, getting their menstrual cycles younger and younger. I mean, I was pretty young. I want to say maybe I was like 9 or 10. I mean, horrific to even think that I could have been pregnant, that any 10-year-old, 9-year-old could even be pregnant, first of all, and then the state make them bear the child. Like that's madness. It is a madness. But in addition to that, we are seeing women and young women come under increased scrutiny from law enforcement, from prosecutors, if they suspect that they've had an abortion. So let me read this out really quick from Jessica Valente's blog here on Substack, because she talked about a Nebraska woman is facing felony charges for helping her teenage daughter obtain an abortion earlier this year. Her daughter, who was 17 years old at the time and 22 weeks pregnant, abortion is illegal in the state after 20 weeks, is also being charged. She will be tried as an adult. Jessica writes, I'm currently looking to get more details on the case, but a couple of noteworthy items. Law enforcement not only went through the girl's medical records, I want you guys to hear that again. Law enforcement not only went through the girl's medical records, but got a warrant for her Facebook messages. That's where the mother and daughter allegedly talked about how to properly take abortion medication. The prosecutor is also using a message where the teen expressed not wanting to be pregnant as evidence. So when I saw that story, and again, shout out to Jessica Valente, because I know, she covers reproductive justice, and I'm certain, the fact that she even put a blurb on her Substack about that story, I'm very positive that she will be following up with it. Here's the thing, several things that is extremely scary to me about that. And I think a lot of people may not know, by the way, that law enforcement can get in your fucking medical records. They can know your health history. That HIPAA shit, that shit don't apply to the police. That shit does not apply to the motherfucking police. That's what I've been telling y'all. I'm all positive and for people to be who they are and come out and talk about, for example, their mental health challenges. But okay, they start broadcasting your mental health challenges on the evening news because they about to charge you with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we keep our business to ourselves a little better. No, I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying about that is that's very scary. That number one, that the police were able to go through her medical records to determine that she was indeed pregnant and for what duration she was pregnant for. But secondly, the other part of that, y'all, I've talked about deleting your period tracker app because it's snitching on you, especially if you live in states where they pull this kinds of shit. That's one thing, but just be clear. Facebook, Google, Twitter, all of these social media companies, all of these digital proprietary companies, they are giving the police your shit, okay? The police don't have to come and get a subpoena for your physical phone. They will say, hey, Google, would you mind sending me Afra shit? And Google say, yeah, right here, Afra shit coming right to you. That is terrifying, gang. And I need everybody to start moving generally, like we got to start doing, like we got to take it back to the days before like white people and police understood like Negro code. You know what I'm saying? You remember the days? Remember them days? Like seriously, you could have a whole Ebonics, African American vernacular English, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You could have one of them whole type conversations around white folks. White folks wouldn't know what the fuck you was talking about. Now all of a sudden white people got hip. White people know, they know the done language. They know the slang. They saying girl bye. They saying boy bye and everything. So now you can't get shit past white people. But the law, no, we got to start smarting it up again when it comes to communicating, because especially if you are in a state doing this with this kind of higgy haga is going on, you got to tighten the fuck up, y'all. You got to tighten the fuck up, because they are checking your text, they are checking your Facebook Messenger messages, they're checking your DMs, they're checking everything, and they don't need subpoenas to do it. They don't have to go to a judge to get any of your shit. They getting your shit right from fucking Mark Zuckerberg. They getting your shit right from whoever the fuck in charge of Google. They're getting that shit right there. And that is terrifying. That is terrifying. And I think as a method of protection, honestly, and I'm saying this, okay, I'm being serious now, like it's time to have these deep conversations. If you live in a red state, and again, I'm not just trying to limit this to red states, because guess what? You think PG County, the fucking Maryland State Police will come over here and do me the same way? They absolutely will. But generally, where you know that prosecutors are making moves to specifically target girls, women, pregnant people to try to ascertain whether or not they are still having abortions, it's time to go low tech, if at all. You know what I mean? Y'all might have to bust out the fucking ham radios, transistor joints. I mean, it sounds funny, but I'm actually being serious. Like, your phone is a snitch. Your phone will tell on you the moment that someone who is able to control your phone prompts it to, okay? Like, your cell phone provider will turn your phone into a snitch. Your cell phone itself is a snitch, and the police will ensure that your cell phone will snitch on you. So it's time to start being a little bit more judicious, perhaps is the word, with the information that we decide to share electronically. And that don't mean start writing letters and shit. I mean, you might have to call somebody if there's a payphone. Is there a payphone near you? I'm trying to literally think of the last time and or place that I saw a payphone, and I don't know when that was. But shit is, if you thought the shit was real before, guess what? There's still a lot more room for the shit to get way, way, way realer. Way, way, way realer. And for a mother and daughter to be targeted by law enforcement, by the way, this is what prosecutors decide that they're going to spend their time on. This is how they are going to use their resources. This is how they are going to spend their American Rescue COVID relief funds, on prosecuting women and girls who are trying to access abortion services. Fascism is not coming. Fascism has arrived. Fascism has actually been here, but this year fascism is giving us new looks. Fascism said, bitch, I'm here to serve new looks. Oh, you thought you knew what this American fascism looked like before? No, you don't. Let me show you what this American fascism really do. It's scary as shit, Ready Revolutionary and Tasia. I am terrified, truly, for all young people. But hold on, let me circle back to this 17-year-old really quick. What does this mean for the 17-year-old? If, I hope to God that charges get dropped, like they were dropped against the young woman in Texas, 26 years old, who was indicted by a grand jury because of her stillbirth and or miscarriage, and the hospital actually called the police on her themselves. Fuck them. Those charges were eventually dropped against her. But the Native woman in Oklahoma, who is in jail right now, convicted, I think, of some degree of involuntary manslaughter in connection with her stillbirth. Number one, I'm curious as to the race of these people in Nebraska, because I think that if they are about to start locking up white women's, It's a game change. And this is the thing. Like, I feel as though there is no better issue than this reproductive justice issue for white women to come out and bring the motherfucking ruckus. Like, I think that Black folks and other non-whites have come out in the streets and brought the ruckus a number of times for so many issues, too many to count, and specifically for individuals who were murdered by the state. I think we've seen the Black and the brown bodies out there in 2020. We saw some whites show up, and then they said they feet hurt, and then they went back in the house. so they said, let us know when the next one is. Well, the next one is now. The next one is now, ladies. The next one is now. If you are able-bodied, it is, and white, and woman, it is time to bring the motherfucking ruckus. It is y'all's turn. It is y'all's turn to go to these state capitals and turn the fuck up. It is y'all's turn to show up to these district attorneys and these prosecutors' offices who are trying to indict teenagers for trying to, maintain their health and improve their prospects for their life and make decisions for themselves autonomously. It's time for y'all to show up and shout out. And listen, I've seen some white women's. Shirley will tell you. Shirley, wasn't the white women just at Indiana State Capitol turn it up? A handful, but not enough. It wasn't enough. I'm trying to see pussy hat numbers. I'm trying to see like whatever the women's rally, whatever that little shit was in DC, where they showed up with they fake pussy hats. I'm trying to see them kind of numbers, but except at your state legislatures. You feel me? At your state capitals in Indiana, in Nebraska, in fucking Arkansas, in Georgia. White women's. Let's go. Let's go. It is y'all's turn. I'm sure if you're not exactly sure how to bring the motherfucking ruckus, call Black people and ask them. Ask them. But it is time. It is time. It is time. The white women's, y'all, not all of y'all, obviously, you guys know that, but y'all know, even the ones that is not them, y'all know, too many of these white women have been sitting up here comfortable as shit, chilling underneath they men's, having all that access to all that white privilege and all that comes along with being 1B to the white man's 1A. White women get to be 1B. You know what I'm saying? Like that he working to put you in the house. You know what I'm saying? He working to put your kids through college. He's oppressing his Black employees to maximize his bonus at the end of the year so y'all can have a nice vacation. White women, you've had it too good, too long. Time to bring the motherfucking ruckus, okay? Because they about to start trying to put your teenage daughters in jail. Now, I don't think they really are, but they threatening to. and we need you to lean into your ancestors. You cannot threaten white people. No, you cannot threaten white people. No. Not without consequence. White people will react because they don't even like the idea of a threat. They said, I need the AK-47. What if they open the jails? What if 70 Negroes come surround my house? I have to be able to protect myself. So when we hear about stories like this happening in Nebraska, and again, we're going to see these kinds of stories. You are going to hear about pregnant folks and medical professionals, specifically doctors, who are going to be charged with crimes for ending pregnancies that are either not viable or are about to kill the mother, right? They are literally going to spend time, effort, and treasure to incarcerate people for this shit. So all the more reason, if we get D1 from it, Tunde, for us to support abortion funds. Now, this is something that we're doing in part to raise money for abortion funds for August, by the way. It is Casey's Fund out there in Wyoming. And, as we do these funds, actually, I think it's important that I will make it important to note specifically what is happening in these states as it pertains to access to abortion for these funds that we're raising money for. But again, guys, it's not, so it's in one part that we're trying to actually raise money, put money in these funds. And again, we're a small channel, so we're going to just do the best that we can here because, you know, these folks are glad to get something, right? These are not like, you know, $100. What are we going to do with $100? No, these are grassroots organizations. They already have that $100 spent. They already know the ways in which that $100 can be best applied, right? But this is also just going to be a place where, if people are asking you about abortion funds and you don't really know of any, you can come here and we will have some featured for you that you can support. And, you know, I hate to even, I'm not trying to be snitching on myself here either, but I mean, I have to be at least somewhat aware that the possibility could come that one day that perhaps some of these states in which we have abortion funds that we have supported, are supporting, and will be supporting on an ongoing basis. What if them niggas try to come for me or come for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, they are actually going to try to outlaw specifically fundraising for abortion funds to make it so that people have the resources they need to travel. And they're even going to try to make it illegal for women to travel. Like, I mean, it's very sobering. It's very sobering. And for people who are not able to get pregnant, I hope you guys, I hope y'all motherfuckers, hope y'all understand the gravity of the situation. Like, this isn't just like some ha-ha shit. You feel me? And I mean, y'all know, I just celebrated a birthday. Now, according to my doctor, I got plenty of eggs popping, but I'm not trying to have no kids. Is the bottom line? Is the thing at the end of the day. But even still, even if I have no aspirations personally to parenthood or anything like that, well, let me rephrase, to vaginal parenthood, to vaginal delivery parenthood, I'll take on some kids that's already out here walking around in the world, but I don't know about pushing one out. I don't know about that. But anyway, I said all that to say, it don't even fucking matter if I can have kids or if I can't have kids. This is a healthcare issue, okay? This has everything to do with a significant portion of the population not being able to access the healthcare that they could possibly need. Okay, and you never know when you're going to need that kind of healthcare. Okay, it can come about very suddenly and unexpectedly, and seriously, it is a life or death sort of situation when it comes to reproductive access to abortion services. So, if you guys would not mind, we as a channel will be donating $50 this month to Chelsea's fund. As a channel, we are asking if you are able, only if you are financially able to do so, no pressure at all. That's why I set the bar kind of low. If you could match us $5, if you got $5 to throw down on Chelsea's fund, I can only imagine what that abortion situation must look like in fucking Wyoming. God damn, Wyoming. Anyway, I'm sure it's very scary, as it is in all of these abortion restrictive states. So try to match us $5 if you can throughout the month of August to Chelsea's fund, and or at the very top of the chat, you will see our link box. There are lots of links in there. One of those will take you directly to Chelsea's fund, and you can donate directly to them. Or if you want to run us the money via Super Chat or via Venmo or Cash App, something like that, just make sure you put in the note in the message that this is for the abortion fund. Because if you don't, I'm going to assume it's for us. I'm going to assume it's for us. And by the way, those links are Cash App, $BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. If you want to become a patron, like the rest of the cool kids, that's at patreon.com/BIDWKB. So there is that. Gang, that's the show for tonight. Do me a favor, couple of things there. Let me tell you. BPM, Black Power Media, the Remix Morning Show, still on break. I guess we'll be back next week. I don't know. Them niggas don't tell me nothing. I don't know. I'm assuming we're back next week. You guys will probably hear it directly from that. It's absolutely body autonomy, says John Blaze 42. Kim, it's also absolutely body autonomy. Yeah, it's body autonomy. Oh my God. It's such an upsetting thing to even think about. So that's why We just try to do the little thing that we can, right? We just try to do the best that we can here. We try to do the best we can. Even if it's a small thing, we're going to do the best that we can. What the fuck was I even talking about? Nah, I done lost my goddamn place. I was talking about, BPM, the Remix Morning Show. We are probably back next week. But guys, for the foreseeable future, I think you can expect to catch me Wednesdays on Status Quo, filling in for Jordan. I had a good time last week. And again, excuse me if I sound like a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not, maybe taken aback is not the right word. Like, I just wasn't expecting people to be as nice as they were over there. Like, people were really nice. And said, very nice things. So thank you to the people, and especially the Fire Fam. Shout out to Courtney and Northern Witch and Nat A. I saw all y'all in the chat. Nawadi, was you over there too? Well, thank you, Nawadi. I appreciate you saying that. So come join me tomorrow, Wednesday, 5 p.m., Status Quo. I'll be in there for Jordan. And I am not sure what I'm talking about tomorrow. But I might talk about this Trump shit because I'm very mad at people who are celebrating anytime motherfuckers start rooting for the FBI. I said, you know what? It is time for me to log the fuck off. It is time for me to log the fuck off. So fret not. If you want to catch me tomorrow on Status Quo, I will place the link in the community section right here on the channel, and you can click on that very easily. Okay. But otherwise, we will see you guys back here on Friday for the Friday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Again, gang, COVID. Your kid's about to go back to school. Did your school system upgrade its ventilation, its HVACs? Is there clean air purifiers in the classroom? Probably not. But I bet you your governor is bragging about how much fucking money they got in the goddamn surplus. Get me the fuck up out of here. I hate it here so goddamn bad. Anyway, COVID is definitely still out here jumping on people, okay? Is definitely still out here jumping on people. Please make sure it doesn't jump on you. Please continue to mask indoors. I say social distance. The CDC is about to change their fucking guidance again. Oh my God, the madness. Continue to social distance, continue to mask indoors, continue to wash your hands. And the monkeypox. I'm broadcasting to you from apparently Monkeypox Central, right outside of Washington, D.C. is what monkeypox is fucking doing its thug thizzle out here. So anyway, don't do skin to skin with motherfuckers you don't know. And again, I imagine that skin to skin has to extend beyond the sex to sex. Like, how come it ain't just dap to dap? Like, don't be dapping motherfuckers up out here. I'm not fucking kidding. Don't do the kiss. Don't do that shit. Like, y'all, we have viruses out here stomping the fucking yard. Like, I need us to please conduct ourselves accordingly. It's the saliva, Lucretia said. Who said it's the saliva? No, Alice said it's the saliva. Saliva, whatever, Alice. Sweat. They say, I hear you. Sweat. You know what? Bodily fluid. So anyway, please do what you can to keep yourself safe, guys. On behalf of Tunde and Molly, thank you all again for showing up here as you do time in and time out. Fire Fam, you guys are the best. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Status Quo tomorrow. Come hang out.